showing me shaking my head in my negative nasty feel after that Buffalo game where they jumped. All I can tell you is Dolphins number one, baby!
Hands up, baby.
Dolphins number one!
I swear, if a certain quarterback is mentioned in the comments, got my beers ready, I'm going to crack it open.
Or is it a Serbian kid?
Serbian kid,
This looks done. Oh my god, it looks fantastic.
I hate you so much.
No, you beat it, man! Gotta beat it, man! Woo! I'm the man. I said it, and it's reality. All right,
Congratulations.
What up, YouTube? What up? What up? So we have tonight my two co-hosts is Alex and Ryan won't be tonight present today. So like I said, the show must go on. So I have two people that is going to join me tonight. Josh, can you care to introduce yourself for right now?
Yeah, man. Nobody knows me, but my name is Josh. I love wrestling. I host a couple shows on this network. Monday night, the Beer and Sports Podcast with my buddy Josh Wingate. Sunday nights, I started my fantasy football show, brought it on over. Sunday nights, 8 p.m. So if you like fantasy football, wrestling, beer, I'm your dude. Hey, and thanks for having me on. I was on here, a month ago?
Okay, anytime.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, anytime. Yeah. Yeah, because initially I thought you were Chris Jericho initially when you because you look just like him. I just thought we had Jericho on the show when you came on last time.
I never saw it until now. Yes.
Yeah, you can pose as his twin. Awesome. And we have
I'm Dave Stager.
Yeah,
I'm sorry to be jumping on. I'm Dave Stager. I'm a co-host of Huddle Up and Wait. I'm also one of the guest hosts that goes on the clock for the draft show on Friday nights. Huddle Up and Waits on Thursday nights. So pulling some triple duty in a row, but I love it because I love Finn's Talk Network. I love wrestling. So I'm everywhere, folks. If you see the beard, I'm here.
Awesome. And like I said, this is the number one wrestling podcast on YouTube at the moment. It's no holds barred. So we're gonna first thing, it's gonna be a great show tonight. This is like my first time hosting while my colleagues are out doing whatever they're doing tonight. So I'm really excited to be hosting the show tonight. So the first topic I want to talk about and we can discuss is something we're gonna have our AEW Revolution preview in a few moments, a little bit later on. But the first thing I want to talk about right now is what happened on Monday Night Raw this past Monday, and we have new women's tag team champions.
Finally,
Lita and Becky Lynch. If one of y'all want to chime in on how do y'all feel about Lita coming back and holding the title? Does it add legitimacy to the title, or do you just didn't like Damage Control losing the titles? I just want to hear from you all, and I can chime in after you all. So if one of y'all, if Dave, since you the newest, if you want to start it off, just how you feel about that.
Hey, go ahead, Dave. I'm curious. I want to hear your take because I'm spoiler. I'm on the negative side, so please cheer this one up.
Who could have?
Before you go, Dave, I said, if we all agree on everything, it makes the show not interesting. I want to have disagreements with people and everything.
So I am split. I love Becky Lynch. I love that she's got a title around her again. I've always loved Becky Lynch since she's come to WWE. She's obviously that big star in the women's division that's still coming up. But Lita, it bothers me a little bit because it's like kind of what pre-show, what we said. It's Vince kind of shoving the old superstars back down their throats. Lita's coming in, and then that tells me, okay, they're going to do a little stint until WrestleMania. They're going to lose the titles again, and then Lita's going to go on her way to do what she was doing before off. So I'm split. I love that Becky Lynch got it. I do like the change from Damage Control because Damage Control has held them for quite a bit. So I do like the fact that that they made a change, but I wish there was other people. If they would have combined someone else with Becky Lynch, I feel like you have other people there that you could have used, in my opinion. That's it.
I think this is the best case scenario. Best case scenario for the titles. Best case scenario for WrestleMania. Look, they need to get Ronda Rousey involved. They need to get Lita involved. They need to get all these people involved in a match because right now, Rousey, Becky, all of them were matchless. So this can ignite a triple threat tag team title match or a 4-way because Shayna and Ronda are going to go for the titles. Lita and Becky have them, so they are the star power, the champions going in, and then you'll add Damage Control. And I don't know what's Trish going to do. That's the thing. What is she here for? Is she going to wrestle Bayley one-on-one? That's what I think should happen. But we're not there yet. It's just them trying to get everyone on the show, which I don't like.
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay. Well, in my opinion, I kind of got good pros and cons of Lita winning. Obviously, as we can tell, Lita definitely have a little bit of ring rust. I mean, she's hasn't wrestled in
a little bit
compared to the other newer the current wrestlers. Obviously, she showed ring rust in the match. And like I said, Trish Stratus is one of my favorites of all time. So seeing her come out and helping Lita and Becky Lynch win the titles was a grand moment. And Josh, what you I like your point, what you were saying a few seconds ago. I'm sorry that interested to see what they do with Trish Stratus returning. Is she gonna have that singles match with Becky Lynch? I personally feel like it's gonna be a 6-woman's tag match at WrestleMania between Trish Stratus, Lita, and Becky versus Damage Control. I think they can sell that a little bit more than just a one-on-one match, in my personal opinion. And I'm also glad that Lita won the titles with Becky Lynch because it brings a little bit more legitimacy to the title, make the title more legitimate, even though it might be for a short reign or so. It's still got people talking, oh, Lita came back and won the dang women's tag team titles. That's all I heard when Raw came off the air, when I was on Twitter. Some of my timeline people that follow wrestling was mentioning, Lita won the championship, and Ryan keep the comment up. Ryan, he's my coworker. If y'all two gentlemen don't know, number one fan on our podcast, by the way. If we're being honest, he's saying if we're being honest, our 30-year-old selves may not be excited about Trish and Lita. I disagree with that, but our 15-year-old selves are freaking ecstatic. He has a good point on that one. So just something just to mention that happened on Raw that I caught that needed to be discussed since we're 2 days after Raw. Another thing I want to mention, and we kind of talked about it before we got on the air, was Vince and these moves he's making. One move that I read that he actually had the call to make was Brock Lesnar facing Omos at WrestleMania. What do you all feel? How do y'all feel about Vince coming back and making these calls? And did you want to see Brock versus Omos at WrestleMania, or do you want to see him and Lashley just in the dang feud at WrestleMania? Because Brock is facing Omos now. It's like, what's Lashley going to do? So if one of y'all want to,
I got this first because I'm annoyed.
I could tell that eye roll he was going to have that.
Let me ask you. Was Omos versus Braun Strowman good? Did you guys? If you liked it, say it's fine. Was it good?
The Wrestle
Omos versus Braun Strowman in Saudi. Right?
No,
it wasn't good. Was Omos versus Omos versus whoever? Just name AJ one wrestler. Styles, was anything good he's ever done?
Him and Lashley at WrestleMania last year wasn't that good to me.
Nothing's good. And then so what happens with Lashley now? He's with Bray. Nobody wants to see that match either. So Vince has single-handedly ruined two potential superstars, Lashley and Brock Lesnar, and just put them away. You're going here for no reason. And these are the matches. And I put it on Twitter. Who's excited to see this? And someone actually said, hey, my son is. He's a child. There you go. The children want to see this.
That's like I said, that's absolutely good point on that. Personally, Ryan saying
Giant
almost
Gonzalez.
even
How
spelled the
dare you?
name wrong. This version of Giant Gonzalez. There, I said I can see that that possibility. And honestly, I thought for sure Hurt Business was gonna reform at Elimination Chamber, and that's the reason why I asked the question. Would y'all have preferred to see Lesnar and Lashley fight for the final time at WrestleMania? I know you shook your head, Josh, on that one, but I personally would have rather see that than Lesnar versus Almost. I mean, what? It wasn't until too long ago. Like a few months ago, because I remember going to a live event. Not Royal Rumble, but I went to a live. I think it was Raw, like several months ago, and Almost was on main event. That he literally got demoted to main event, and now he's like back and he's like fighting Brock Lesnar. Like, what sense does that make? So obviously it's a Vince call. I don't, like I said, I'm not fond of Vince making coming back and making calls like this. I wish he just stay away and everything. But I'm not really excited about Lesnar versus Almost. And Dave, did you want to?
Yeah, I'm right there with Josh. And the thing is you built up this storyline of Lashley versus Lesnar. You brought back Lesnar to stir the hornet's nest with Lashley, poke at him, get underneath the skin, low blow him at the pay-per-view. Like, that was the whole buildup. And then you're just going to squash it like that, like everything's over? No. That irritates the heck out of me, and that proves that Vince is back in control. And just like Josh said, like, there's certain weird little matches, and he's trying to put every superstar on every single card rather than trying to have the storyline that Triple H was doing. Like, I really hope he doesn't ruin the Usos storyline and Sami Zayn and stuff like that, because that is built so well right now. I feel like Vince is going to screw that up too, but that's another combo. I just wanted to say that I'm just not a big fan of Vince, and I was so intrigued with WWE these past few months because it felt like Triple H. Like, this felt like he was trying to bring back the Attitude Era, but for this generation, trying to build up. You heard the cursing, you heard the arguments, you saw the fights backstage out in the parking lots of people getting jumped. That's what happened in the Attitude Era. That's why they're trying to bring it back. I feel like they were on the right path. But this whole Saudi Arabia fall through deal, and then the whole new deal it's supposed to go through, and Vince is back in pot. Like, it's just, you can clearly tell it's the same old story. And this is where I feel like AEW is going to get a perfect swing and to media attention because of stuff like this.
Right. And then one other final one I want to mention before we get into the AEW talk. I wasn't on the show last week, so I couldn't have asked the question last week, but it happened like 2 weeks ago. I'm not sure if y'all know, when y'all saw Raw, when Cody came out, it was like crickets, kind of. It wasn't like no huge reaction or things like that, and it kind of got me worried and thinking. It's like, I'm like, wow, he's not even getting like reaction, like compared to like Sammy, and it's like he's not getting reaction or anything when he's coming out, like when he used to get a lot of reaction when he debuted, and then he had the night after WrestleMania last year and things like that. I think it's a pretty big deal he's not getting like any like reaction or anything, because he's facing Roman Reigns at WrestleMania. And by all means, like, obviously we kind of expect something to happen, like he probably going to win the championship over Roman or something, how they're going to book it. But it's like,
probably laughing at Ryan.
Can't get rid of him, and it's painful when he shows up. That's true. That is absolutely true. That's true, Ryan. But what I was saying was with Cody, like I said, Cody is my favorite wrestler currently, regardless of any promotion. Like, not even close right now. And it's like, man, he's not even getting, like, I'm starting to think people not even caring about him at the moment. It's not even, he haven't even fought haven't even fought Roman yet at WrestleMania. It's like he's not even fighting. So how do y'all just feel on overall opinion on like Cody currently, and why do you think do you think fans are already tired of him, and he hasn't even done, only thing he's done is won the Royal Rumble, and even at the Royal Rumble, I was there in person, he wasn't even, I thought he was going to get a major like ovation and things like that, a huge pop and everything, and it was just okay. So just your opinion, overall opinions on like recently with Cody's like no reaction, because he's putting some A1 promos out, like him and Paul Heyman a few weeks ago. I told Ryan Taylor, because like I said, we're co-workers. That's probably one of my favorite promo in a long time, and that promo actually made my jaw drop, him and Heyman. And it's like,
Yep.
I mean, like he's not getting. I'm thinking he should be getting more than what reception more than what he's been getting currently. That's I guess the point.
Do you want to take this one first, Dave?
Yeah. So the reason why the Paul and Cody promos work is because Cody's already good on the. He's good on the mic by himself, but Paul, you add in Paul Heyman, who's one of the best. Get underneath your skin, get type reactions, and the fact he was sitting there using his father as that getting underneath your skin type comments and using that to build on each week and basically saying Roman's the son he wanted, not you, and stuff like that. That's great, but you got to build on it. You can't just rely on the promos. Like, have the Usos come out and during the promo and try and freaking attack Cody from behind and Cody fend them off or whatever. They should have added on that. And that's where I feel like it's back to Vince. Just promos. I mean, I get Roman's he's holding 2 titles. I get he's doing dual duty, but it's the fact at the same time, you got to put someone in place to handle that. And if you're just going to rely on Paul Heyman doing promos with a challenger that was supposed to be the bigger name, but now Sami Zayn is looking like the bigger name and going in, he's getting the reactions. I feel like the crowd is not reacting to Cody because it's just how being used. Like the match, I believe he had Chad Gable on Raw. Everyone knew he was going to handle Chad Gable. They gave Chad Gable a couple quick, 2 counts, and then Cody came through and finished off the match. It's just the whole fact of it's just how he's being used. If the promos were, like I said, if the Usos came in or Solo Sikoa went out and tried to fight Cody one-on-one, and then you had Roman come out and basically jump on him after, stuff like that, I feel like would be so much better, but they're not going to do that right now.
You can't do it, Dave. You can't do it because the story with the Usos is with Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens, so they can't interfere with Cody. They can't do it. It won't make sense to the story. And WWE did Cody
double dipping, yeah.
And WWE did the worst they could do. They booked Cody in the worst way, and it started at the Rumble. That's the show I was on with you guys, Alfred.
Yep.
I said Cody needs to start 1 or 2 because the babyface needs to survive. The babyface needs some adversity. The babyface needs to overcome. He did.
Right.
Yeah, 30. No wonder he didn't get a pop. Everyone knew he was coming. It's the last one. I mean,
I'm glad you mentioned that. I'll let you finish that one.
And then he wins the Rumble with no. Yeah, of course he struggled a little bit but you didn't overcome 29 other men. You came out last. That's a heelish kind of move. Your whole gimmick is I'm the American Nightmare. My dad, blah 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 blah. But you're not doing it. You're not. And then you come out and it sucks because what WWE's doing with Jay right now is amazing for that story. But it sucks for Cody's story because now people are still wanting this. Look, if Jay already made his decision and Jay already super kicked him, his teeth down his freaking throat, the fans would cool off on the Sami Zayn Roman thing because now they'd be pissed at Jay. All the focus would go to Jay, where it's going to be, instead of Roman. So that's the problem, is they're not pivoting fast enough. So Cody is losing steam because they're like Sami versus Roman. No, it's still, guys, it's Jay. It's coming. But the fans don't want it because you guys haven't given it to him yet. Watch. When they give it to him, when Jay gets him at the worst time, that's going to be the biggest emotional WrestleMania build of all. That's the main event. That's the one I care about. I don't care about Cody because the story is Sami. And it doesn't need to be about the world title. It needs it's about Sami's story and his journey. Title. Look, they're just props in the end of who cares about props? Give me the story. That's the main event. That's what I care about. And I think a lot of us do. That's why Cody's getting secondary cheers.
Okay, yeah, that's a good when you mentioned him entering 1 and 2. That's actually a good point. I personally, like I said, when we had the show Royal Rumble preview show, I personally felt they should have just did not announce Cody returning and make it more. I mean, we
the Edge return a couple of years ago at the Royal Rumble a couple of years ago. When no one knew Edge was coming back and the house just blew off. Yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I agree. That would have been awesome.
That's a good point too. Because like I said, we we knew Cody was going to come back, obviously, because we read rumors and things like that. But
5,000
it wasn't
promo videos
100%.
of him rehabbing.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. And it wasn't 100% sure that he was going to come back. But entering 1 and 2 when they announced it would have been like you said, would have been the perfect scenario. And entering him 30 when they announced it, it's like, I mean, he's obviously gonna be number 30 because they announced it and he gets a huge pop. So yeah, you did make you made a real good point about that. I just, like I said, it was just something I observed 2 weeks ago on Raw that, hey, Cody, I mean, I still, like I said, he still has the best theme song in wrestling currently, and his interest, in my opinion.
Josh, who is it? Who is it?
Honestly,
Kingdom is a great. That's probably my favorite current theme song. I listen to that thing going to work and leaving work. Like,
it's great. No, it's great. Definitely top 5. But come on, Edge's song is always a classic. But honestly, I'm digging the Young Bucks and the Elite because it's a cheap shot at Punk every single time.
Yeah,
I just love it every time. It's like, yeah, don't you cry no more.
Oh, yeah. So since you mentioned AEW, we're gonna talk. We're gonna.
I did want to go ahead and mention on one thing real quick. Ryan's comment. It says Sammy works better because he's more relatable. So Brett, my co-host, brought this up when we were talking wrestling outside of this, and it's perfect. Mm-hmm. He's Mick Foley. He's Mick Foley of this era. He's that guy that trying the true underdog. The fans are attached to him. Yeah. Remember when Mankind was going for the title? Like everybody in the building was behind him. The locker room, they want this for Sammy the same way, and I feel like that's a good example.
My comparison, Mick Foley is a great one too. My comparison would be when Daniel Bryan was getting his push with the Yes move and everything.
Yeah.
And with that little underdog mentality, and he ended up winning the championship. That's kind of what I compare Sammy to currently, because right now he's one of the most over superstars, if not the most superstar currently in WWE. And just like when Daniel Bryan, when he got his push with the Yes move and everything, people were behind him and wanted him to win. I feel it with Sammy. He even brought his old theme song back, and that was a genius move right there. Whoever thought of that, bringing that back. Things like that, yeah. Obviously, Paul Levesque, obviously, he the one thought of it.
Whoever made that call was awesome. Whoever changed Oscar's music, you suck. Just want to say that. Hey, we can give credit, but why they change Oscar's music, man?
That's true. Yeah, that's definitely true. And before we go to AEW, with Sammy's theme song, I personally felt like he should have waited until Elimination Chamber to bring it back. I mean, obviously it was in Canada on SmackDown the night before and they brought it back, but Elimination Chamber, just imagine him having his old theme song. I think it would have gave him a sense of, this man probably actually might win against Roman tonight.
Yeah, big fight.
Or something, things like that. Just something about, but so AEW, like I said, before the show, I was like, I haven't seen AEW in a few weeks, but I'm kind of a little bit tuned in now. But with this pay-per-view coming up, Revolution, one of in case the viewers don't know, it's one of the big 4 pay-per-views with AEW. It also includes Double or Nothing, All Out, and Full Gear. So this is like how with WWE's therefore with WrestleMania, Survivor Series, SummerSlam, and Royal Rumble.
And this is their only 4 too. They only have 4 pay-per-views a year.
Right.
So they're all pretty important.
The small ones in between, yeah. They don't.
Yeah. So this is a big event, and before the show started, it was 7 matches announced. Now all of a sudden they made an 8th match. Not sure if y'all are aware of that. 8th match.
You're talking about the AEW Revolution ladder match that made the number 1 contender for Samoa Joe? Because I know they added that one. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, they added that one. So it's 8 total. So we can do the previews. Alex actually sent me his predictions. He probably obviously didn't send the 8th prediction, but for the 8th match. So we'll just go over each match, and then I'll just let the viewers know and let you all know who Alex picked for his prediction. So the first match we can discuss is we'll just start with MJF versus Bryan Daniels.
Ooh, the biggie.
Oh, we're busting early. All right.
Oh yeah. We gonna start the big one off first. If y'all wanna like talk like a backstory of that match, and then you just want to give your prediction.
So, are you aware of like why this is happening and all the situation and the build to it, like Alfred? Because you said you haven't watched it in a couple weeks.
A little bit. Let's see. The part I remember was Brian Daniels. I think the part I stopped on was when MJF later he kind of stated that that if Daniel well, I call him Daniel, right? But Brian Danielson wanted a match against him, he would have to win like all his singles match in like a 1 month period.
Yep.
That's the last time I got in there, which Danielson agreed that the match had to be an Iron Man match. So Daniel Bryanson went on this string of like singles match wins and things like that. So that's how it led to the World Championship match. Unless something happened before that.
Right. Let's go way back. Let's go way back to.
There's more to it.
Yeah, way back. Okay. So, the last title match, or not the last one because he beat Ricky Starks, but when he won the title, William Regal made his turn and helped MJF beat Moxley for the AEW World Championship. Not the very next night on Dynamite because MJF didn't show up to that one, but the next week, he knocked out William Regal. He turned on Regal, who helped him win the title. Regal was going back to the WWE. Brian Danielson, it's noted history. Everyone knows that's his mentor. He loved William Regal. So that's why they're fighting. He's just like, after he did his thing with Ricky Starks, him and MJF, this led to Brian getting his shot, but he's like, no, you got to fight these guys like I always do. And Brian Danielson's like, nah, I'm just going to not do what you want me to do. And I'm just going to win matches. And then, which was a pretty good like idea. And then he's like, no, like, blah, 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 do the Iron Man match, just like you said. And then pretty much now we're here. And it got pretty personal lately. Like pretty personal. Right, Dave?
A little bit.
Oh, man. It's gotten super personalized, like as in Brian Danielson doesn't care about his family. He's a selfish piece of crap who puts his life on the line every single night because he's selfish and doesn't want to raise his kids. He's a terrible dad. And he takes everything for granted. In MJF, the only thing he has is his title belt because his real life fiance left him in real life. And he started talking about that on the show, how he has nothing and he just wants to kill himself every night. And the only thing making him go on and on is his title, because that's all he has left. And Brian takes everything for granted. So now that's where we're at now.
And MJF is the ultimate heel. Like he's that guy that will bring the personal crap, or like Josh said, right in. And I'm just trying to think of like a guy in the past that's done that, where grab the personal stuff, throw it right across the table, and just said, "Okay, it's your turn. What are you going to do on the mic?" And Danielson can handle his own, but man, once MJF comes out with a couple of those promos, it's hard to follow up with it.
Yeah. Like if you're not good on the mic and if you cannot compete with MJF, you'll just melt. We saw it happen with Wheeler Yuta. He melted on the mic. We've seen it happen with a couple other people as well. Daniel Garcia, I think, was one of them a long time ago before, he got into the Jericho Society. But I think this match is genius. I think this match is going to prove a lot because there's a lot of casual fans out there that don't tune into Dynamite Weekly that don't think that MJF can wrestle.
I'm watching it right now while we're live.
So MJF is a phenomenal talent. MJF is a phenomenal wrestler. People underrate the way he can go. And I think that's why they booked his first major title defense as an Iron Man match. Because he's going to beat...
prove he can hang with Daniels.
Yeah, exactly. And then he's going to get the respect. Because I don't think a lot of casual viewers respect him as a champion because of his stature, because of how young he is, and because he doesn't wrestle nightly. He doesn't. But guess what? Neither does Roman.
Roman doesn't show up for a couple of weeks at a time.
Right. So, who do you think is going to win, Alfred? Like, I don't know if you want to put your input on it. Like, I don't know if you've been following it that much.
Like I said, based on what I've followed, I think MJF is going to retain. Because like you said, with MJF, he's I guess he's at the top right now. So I guess they don't want to keep him like to the top. So losing his title, I know he didn't have he hasn't had the title for a long time, and losing the title this early would be kind of surprising to me. So that's why I think he will retain. But I'm interested to see how he does in an hour match with Daniel Bryan. I mean, that's like the main thing I'm interested in, and like you said, like casual fans don't think he can wrestle. That watch AEW and things like that. I think this is going to be an opportunity to show that he takes this wrestling his wrestling skills very seriously, and that's why I think he's going to retain. If that's long story short. So what about yourself, Dave?
I actually was on the same boat. I think MJF retains, but I think there's going to be a squirrely ending of some sort. Even though with the Iron Man, I feel like someone's going to show up. I feel like there's always something with an MJF match. There's William Regal walking in with those brass knuckles that we've talked about before. I'm not saying Regal's going to come back, but I just feel like the Blackpool Combat Club, there may be someone going through that, I don't know, saw Danielson trying to stick up for Regal after he turned on him, may come out and trying to help MJF. Like, just something twisty, because Tony Khan's usually pretty good about that. He likes to throw those corkscrews in at the end of matches, so we'll see. I do think MJF takes it.
I can see a situation where it's a draw and they don't end it in a draw, but MJF wins in a screw away that way. I hope not. Yeah. I can also see a way which I've seen this. I've
done some now just because you said that.
I know, but I hope not. But I've seen a couple. I've done some research, and there's this one Iron Man match that I found where the guy, it was Brock Lesnar. There it is, Brock Lesnar. He just it was Kurt Angle. Beat the crap out of Kurt Angle. He got DQ'd, but he didn't care because the whole story is now it's Kurt Angle's too beaten down to complete the rest of the match. So Brock Lesnar's like, screw it. Maybe MJF does that. Maybe the first 20 minutes of the match, he's just the brass knuck on or the ring and just beating him and whatever. Who knows? I don't know. They got to figure something out because Bryan does take clean losses because he does put over talent.
Yeah.
But you can't have him lose like a 3-1. It's got to be tight. That's all.
Okay. All right. And then you say, so all of us, we're in a consensus that MJF going to retire.
MJF isn't leaving. MJF isn't losing that title until Bebe's ready for it. Just letting y'all know.
Yeah, he's been built up too much to get that title just to turn it over.
Right. It's so short period of time.
Yeah,
that's true. Yeah, that's true. So the second match I want to go over, we still have like seven more matches to go over. So the 4-way tag team match for the AEW World Tag Team Championships. So the Guns versus the Acclaim versus Jay Lethal and Jeff Jarrett, and they haven't announced the 14th.
Scissor me, Dave. Come on, guys.
They're wrestling right now for the 4th team to be entered in.
I love the Acclaim. Yeah, they are actually having the battle royal right now. I think Claudio and Yuta win this, by the way.
Yeah, I was just about to ask that one, Josh. Who do you think is going to win the 4th one?
I got a soft spot for Lucha Bros. Penta's my man. I love some Penta.
Yeah.
Lucha Bros, I feel like haven't been paired up that much recently, especially with injuries. They've either been one of them's been hurt, one of them's been not. They went on their own little singles thing in the tournament a while ago. So I think now that they're back together, I think they're gonna. I just feel like you need some Lucha Bros in a tag team tournament because they've been a staple in that tag team division for a while in this company since it started. So. Show some respect to the Lucha.
Well, hold on now. Is FTR in this match? Because if they're in this match, which I'm not sure, they may win. Because if you look at the match,
if FTR's in, I'd probably say them. But
because I'm just watching the match right now. Because you got to think about it. The Guns were always feuding with the Acclaimed, and the Guns were also feuding with FTR. The Acclaim were feuding with the Guns, and they were feuding with Jeff Jarrett and Jay Lethal. So it would make sense if FTR's at 14 to complete that 4-way feud that was going on. But I don't see Dax or I don't see Cash. So
I don't see him yet.
Yeah, so I think it's going to be Claudio and Yuta because they're building last Dynamite. Claudio and Yuta were kind of like fighting because Yuta's not tough enough. So maybe they build that story where maybe they come out of Revolution as the champions. Who knows?
Well,
so
never mind on Lucha Bros. They're just getting destroyed right now on the outside.
Well, I didn't want to tell you that, but They are.
I'm watching it live too, so,
So I guess we can all agree that whoever comes out of this match won't have no chance to win the tag titles.
No, Claudio and Yuta, they're in this, and I think if they win this, they have a good chance. I really do. To get the titles away from them, because I believe that they're doing something with the BCC. I think they don't want to take that L because they're dead. They're as dead as Damage Control. They're as dead as Retribution. They're dead. So they want to spark them up. I know they do. I know Tony doesn't want to give up on them.
If I had to make a prediction, I think the Acclaim. I'm sorry. The Guns will retain the title. Yeah. I think because like just the same thing with MJF. I think it's too soon for the Guns to let the titles go at the moment. But I'm gonna if I had to make a prediction, I don't think they're gonna pin the Acclaim to retain the championship. I believe it's going to be more so likely that they're going to pin Jeff Jarrett and Jay Lethal more than they do the Acclaim.
I can see them being in there taking the L. I can see that.
Yeah.
What do you guys think about Top Flight though? They'd be fun. I think they're about to get eliminated.
They had some air to it, man. That'd be fun.
Yeah, they're about to get eliminated right now, unfortunately. Oh no!
Oh joy!
GG's then.
Daxon is in there.
Where? I don't see Dax.
Never mind. I saw the bald head and I thought
that guy's way too
tall.
I was gonna say not hairy. Dax is pretty hairy, man.
He's like a mini Prince Albert.
That dude really uses Manscaped. Dax has never used Manscaped.
No, God no.
So the third match I want to go. This is probably one of the match I'm looking forward to because I'm a fan of both of these guys.
Wait, there's guys coming out. Hold on.
Oh yeah.
Those guys coming out live on the match.
We're doing a live reaction with AEW currently.
Sorry, dude. I had no idea this was Royal Rumble style.
It's over
okay.
the top rope.
Well, then FTR could come over. Then I'm picking FTR to win this match. But anyway, all right.
Because they still got 15 minutes left on Dynamite, so maybe we can postpone that prediction till the end.
To the end, okay. Yeah, we actually can do that. We're doing the live event too. We just doing it, watching it live. So the third match I want to mention, Texas Death Match, Jon Moxley versus Hangman Adam Page. I'm gonna make my prediction and why I predict why I got the prediction, why I got the winner. So I think this match is gonna be crazy in my opinion. I think it's gonna be a lot of violence, blood, a lot of things I enjoy in wrestling that makes me like, oh Lord, that's my like. I love blood. I'm a sucker for seeing blood in wrestling matches. So I believe that's going to happen a lot in this match. I feel like neither man can don't have to win this match because, like I said, their popularity is both of their popularities are crazy right now. I don't think neither man. If one of them lose, obviously it's going to have a loser. But if one of them lose, I don't think it matters that person lose. But if I had to choose a winner, I'm choosing Paige. Is gonna win, and I think at the end, both of them are gonna like kind of embrace and like have like a little moment where they just like shake hands and be like, "Hey, damn, we just put on a damn good match and showing good sportsmanship." That's how I see it in that match ending. So, what about you all two on that match?
Mind if I go forward, Josh?
Like I said, if you disagree with my prediction, and just so
I feel like this is in Moxley's wheelhouse. Wow, Moxley's wheelhouse. I feel like that Texas Death Match is his type of thing. Like, there's nothing wrong with Paige winning this, but I feel like Moxley's he's that Brian Pillman of today. Like, he's that crazy nut job that'll just go off the hinge and be able to take that extra notch in matches like this. We all know Moxley's going to bleed. He always bleeds. And
he was bleeding tonight during his promo.
That's my point. He got so angry bleeding. No, I think this is type right in Moxley's wheelhouse. I wouldn't mind if Paige won, but I just feel like with the BCC kind of taking this heel turn and, like you said, getting that win with Wheeler and Yuta. I mean, sorry, yeah, I feel like I just feel like Moxley's going to pull out here, especially with that heel turn. There might be some help at the end of the match.
I like Alfred's situation. Like I like that scenario. What is the Blackpool Combat Club built off of? Right, blood, guts. Is this a situation where we see them gain respect and then he joins because we've seen the story of him kind of parting away from the Dark Order, him being mad at Evil Uno, hey, stay away, multiple times telling them, stay away. I'm done with you guys. What if this is a situation where he earns Moxley's respect? Boom, he's in it, and they're like the fucking NWO again. They're Evolution, like they're stacked. They got Brian, they got Paige, they got Moxley, and they got Yuta. What if that happens, and we get an angrier,
we don't faction in all of wrestling right
we
now.
no longer get Butterfly Jeans Paige. We no longer get this fake ass. Sorry, excuse my language. Fake ass, soft ass cowboy. Let's get the real cowboy. What if that happens? That would be phenomenal, right? So that every single person that's joined the Combat Club has gotten beat down. Every single one of them. Let's see it again. That'd be so cool. I'm in on that. Right. You think about the matches. Think about the trios matches. The Elite versus these guys. Think about the Death Triangle versus these guys. Like there's so many things they can do.
They just eliminated Butcher and the Blade.
Oh.
Yes.
I'm way far ahead. I'm way ahead.
Don't you ruin it. Let me live some Danhausen happiness. I love Danhausen.
All right. So what match were we just talking about? Oh, I think Moxley wins.
Yeah.
Moxley wins.
Moxley wins.
Yeah.
Okay, and I got Hangman and what about you? Said Dave, you're made yours?
Yeah, I'm doing Moxley. I think the whole heel turn. I think I don't know. Josh may have just swayed me, especially with that whole Page joining the BCC and
why not
getting a heel Page. That would be nuts. Like
a more aggressive Page. That's what we need. That's what AEW needs.
He's been pretty aggressive here the last couple of weeks with
but he's also been ho hum. You know, like remember when he first came back from the concussion? Like he was more I don't know what I'm gonna do with my life anymore. Like he's just come on, man. Like we need the butterfly pants. Like get rid of it. Done. Be hardcore.
I'm still sticking with Moxley. No, I think it might happen.
And then Alex is with you are, y'all. He picks Moxley to win as well on his prediction. So I guess I'm the only one that think Page is gonna win the match and everything. So the next match, I'm trying to get through them real quick. The next match, Samoa versus shoot my computer. Samoa Joe versus Wardlow for the AEW TNT Championship. One of y'all want to start off on a prediction or things like that, and
why you I know you love you Samoa Joe, so go ahead.
I love Joe. I just know I really do love Joe, and I love Wardlow. I just don't know why they're wrestling. I don't know. I don't get it. I feel like they just threw them together because they're two big guys. There was no story until they cut his hair.
Brock Lesnar and Amos.
Yeah, honestly, at least they came up with something. Like my dad had long hair, and he had cancer and he lost it all. So I'm never gonna cut my hair. Like that's the feud. We're fighting because of hair. I believe Joe. How do you not let Wardlow win? But how do you take the titles away from Joe because Joe's performing at a higher rate than Wardlow?
When he's a heel, he's perfect. I love Joe as a heel.
Joe's awesome. Joe's phenomenal. I can't wait to see. But he's an ROH talent. I don't know if they're going to cross over belts. I don't know how that's going to work. But I'm picking Wardlow just because he needs the title again. He needs it. He's so dead.
Yeah, I was going to say the exact same
thing. Champion.
I was going to say the exact same thing as you, Josh. I think Wardlow should get the title and beat Joe. And he's like, I personally feel like, and y'all might agree or disagree. I feel like AEW isn't doing them any favors booking them recently. So I think putting the title back on of them that kind of makes up for this, not using them and utilizing them like they should have. And I don't see any surprises or anything like that. I mean, I can see Joe retaining, but if I had to make a swift prediction, I'm taking Wardlow for this match. So, Dave, what about yourself?
I mean, I think they're gonna have to put it on Wardlow. That's what Josh said. The crossover. I mean, he's ROH. You're gonna have to switch him back and forth through the ROH events and the AEW. Putting it on Wardlow gives Joe a break, so he's not running that dual duty, and he's doing it with no problem. But it's just a fact that he's been doing it that long. And Wardlow, yeah, he came back and he has that feud with Joe. So other than that, there's nothing going on. But I think Wardlow gains it back, and they create a couple new storylines with it.
Yes.
Okay.
We see some return of like Miro, maybe. Like we need some feuds with this title. It can't just be like open challenge. It needs to be, I want that title from you. And like Miro would be the perfect person. Perfect first opponent.
All right. Next one we have Chris Jericho versus Ricky Starks. I can go first on this one.
You're right.
Obviously, like I said,
Chris Jericho's with us tonight. So
yeah, I was say Y2J, Chris Jericho. He's with us in the guest. So I mean, obviously, you can't predict yourself or your own match. No, I'm joking, but so I think Chris Jericho will lose this match. It's more and so because Jericho Appreciation Society, as far as I remember, was a part of this feud. Is a huge part of this feud and everything. And if I could be wrong, but Jericho already lost to Ricky Starks the first time they wrestled. The last time they met, and it was like something about with the stable situation and things like that. So the fact that they're having the match in Jericho Appreciation Society or banned from ringside, I don't see is there any way like Jericho will win this match unless somebody comes out that's not in his stable and cost Starks the match. But I think Starks will prevail, and I think he's gonna win. I think he's gonna win clean, in my opinion. And I think that's the right call. AEW's behind Starks, and they want Starks to happen. So that's another reason why Starks should win. And I don't think AEW should overbook this and overlook this. Just let Ricky win, and that's it. That's my prediction on the match.
No, I'm gonna have to agree, man. I'm gonna have to agree, and I think Dave probably agrees because what Jericho winning this match, what does it do? Why do we do this? Who cares at this point? Ricky Starks is your new star. He's your future. My problem with this is when he wins, how are they going to keep his momentum, and how are they going to bottle this up and go, okay, bring this on to the next feud? Because Starks can't do this Jericho thing for a year. It can't happen. And he needs to move on, but to who? Like that's the problem. When he wins. That's what I care about. I don't care about this match because we all know what's going to happen. I care about what's next. And that's honestly what I take away from this match. Like, does he win clean? Is there interruption? Is he going to keep on feuding with these guys? I'm just worried he's going to move on to a Daniel Garcia or move on to a Sammy Guevara or move on to someone else in that group. We see that all the time in AEW.
Right.
Yeah, I'm going to agree. Starks, I think this is the thing is, what is it? Jericho has never lost 3 in a row in AEW for those big matches. And I think this is going to be the first time I think Starks comes out. They've spent time building up Ricky Starks. And what's the point of Jericho winning and then wasting all that? So, like now Josh said, when he does win, where do you put it? Who do you put it with? Like, I mean, there's a couple targets out there you could definitely do it with, but it's just the fact that Tony's going to have to be on the fly here. And after Revolution, you're going to have Dynamite be that big, huge after show of the pay-per-view and answer a lot of these questions. Don't leave them hanging.
Okay. So, like I said, we all made our prediction on that match. So the next one is the 3-way match for the women's world championship. If y'all want to, I can go. If I can go first, if not, if y'all want to go first, then that's fine as well.
So it's Saraya, right?
Yes,
Saraya, Tony Storm,
and
hold on, Sheeta got hurt, so now it's Ruby Soho. That's exactly what it is. What a weird story. What a weird story. The whole thing was supposed to be whose side is Sheeta on? Sheeta threw in the kendo stick. All this stuff's going on. And then all of a sudden, nothing. And then Ruby Soho shows up. Whose side is she on? Wait a minute. Did Sheeta like get a haircut, become super white, and get like 1,000 tattoos? Like this is crazy. Why is anyone buying this? I just don't get it. But this is a bathroom break for me. I'm sorry, women. I love the women's division, but honestly, this is a bathroom break. This is a break for me to like close my eyes, take a nap, maybe I don't know, fold some laundry. Saraya has been a huge disappointment. I'm not interested in Toni Storm. Jamie Hayter's freaking phenomenal. She will not lose this match. But other than that, I could care less. Sorry.
Good. That's my prediction as well. I don't see Saraya or Ruby Soho retaining the title. I kind of like the story, how it was set up. The homegrown talent is trying to fend off the like quote unquote invaders,
the outsiders
from other companies, and like you said, Ruby Soho has legit ties to both groups, and with Paige, obviously, she came from WWE. The only difference is I think with Hayter is like completely like over, like she's incredibly over, and Ruby is as well, and Saraya is like the only heel in this match, which is kind of weird in my opinion. But if it's a true every woman for himself, it could be a chance that Soho kind of teams like, I guess what's the best way to say it, like lean toward like helping one of the other two women in the match. But I still think Hayter's going to win the match, and it probably be one of those scenarios where what happens after the match dictates how the feud the next feud for this match is going to go. So that's I think Hayter's going to retain.
We need Mercedes. That's all I'm gonna say. We need Mercedes. That's all I'm gonna say in this division. We need Britt Baker versus Mercedes. Book it. We need that. And this is where you grab another beer. Yes, I'm sorry.
Why not? I'll take a wild shot. Ruby Soho takes the title.
Ugh. She wasn't even supposed to be in the match.
Laundry. Who cares?
She wasn't even supposed to be in the match. She's a stand-in.
Go take your nap.
They're like, hey, who's an uninteresting person we could throw in here? Oh, Ruby, you're good? Okay, cool. Come over here. It could have been any
bold prediction.
You're gonna roll with us since you're gonna be folding laundry, Josh.
I mean, yeah, whatever. Pissed. What's the next match? That match is, you know what? There's another bathroom break match in this card. We'll get there. I'll let you know.
Okay. All right. So we have two announcements left. So the 6-man tag match for the AEW World Trios Championship.
Ding, ding,
so that's between the Elite, the House of Black. Well, the Elite versus the House of Black. I'm sorry. I'm hoping that's not your bathroom break match. Hopefully, if you want to mention that, because I'm actually want to see this.
It's not a bathroom break, but it should be.
Good. Okay, all right.
it should be because of the build, the ridiculous build. It's sad. It's sad to see such a great. Seriously, I love the Elite. Hello, I'm wearing a Kenny Omega shirt. I've watched every episode of Being the Elite. I've watched them all multiple times. I love the Elite. They're my favorite group of all time. I love Malachi Black. I love Brody King. I love Buddy Murphy. I love those guys. That's why I want to see a story. The story is we turn the lights off. We turn the lights on. We kick them. We turn the lights back off, and we're gone. That's the entire story. What's the story? You had all this time to build up something, but you wasted on a 7-game series. You wasted on AR Fox in the Top Flight twice. Those were weeks that you just whiffed. This could have been a build-up between a beautiful freaking... Yes. Wow. That's what I'm going to do. But seriously, like that's the thing. The match will be great, but why are we having the match? Can someone tell me?
This is where Tony, I feel like, falls off. His strength in the main cards, he does a really good job as the main card, the main event. But when you start getting to these smaller matches, this is where I feel like Tony falls off a little bit. He needs a little help. Is these lower matches, that, and I'm not trying to call the women's title match a lower match, but if you look at how it was done with Ruby Soho being put in there, this is where I think he needs a little bit of help, and structuring even the storylines for the smaller matches. I'm not saying the Elite is a small storyline or the House of Black is a small storyline, but it's not as important as a Bryan Danielson and MJF right now compared to what they're doing. But they still need structure, and that's where Tony falls off as these undercard matches.
I agree, man. It's just like, but what would you think, Alfred, if like all of a sudden, I don't know, think of someone you like, just Gunther, I don't know who, whoever, and then
Gunther's such a random name.
Well, whatever. Like I'm thinking of a champion, like a random champion, right? All right, so a random champion that you're literally a week away from a major pay-per-view, and then all of a sudden lights turn off, lights turn on, lights turn off. Oh, look, that's his opponent. That's the. You would go, well, why?
Yeah. That's true.
And that's what happened. That's all that's happened. Nothing's happened in this feud. Tonight, tonight the Elite came out for no reason. They were doing their entrance. The lights went out. The lights went on. They kicked them. They took their titles. Lights went off. That was the whole segment. That's your build. I'm gonna go spend $70 on your pay-per-view, and this is what you're giving me? No, dude, that's not good enough. It's not. But I'm excited for the match.
So Alex kind of got my prediction. I have I think as you notice, the title matches we went over and everything. I had basically my prediction was everybody's going to retain. So I'm pretty sure one title has to be. We don't have to, but one title. You would think one title match would be like we have a new champion. So I'm making a prediction that the House of Black is going to win the match, the titles. And Alex kind of feel the same way as well. So if I had to make a prediction on that match. So what did you make yours, Dave?
Yeah, I'm going the Elite. I kind of feel the same thing as Josh, and that's where I was leading earlier with that. Tony needs a little more help and leading into that because it'd be pointless to come in and what Josh said, turn off the lights, turn on the lights, turn off the lights, turn on the lights. Oh, hey, they're champions. Like that. There's no build up. There's no and I know we use this word 1,000 times on a wrestling show, but storyline, it needs it. And the fact that there is no verbal storyline to this whatsoever, it just reminds me of a bunch of cavemen in the dark, and whoever emerges with the titles, whatever. But I feel like the Elite has too much momentum from what they've been going through, and I feel like they got bigger stuff ahead of them. I hate that this match is being wasted on a pay-per-view card, but is what it is. I'll take the Elite.
Right. Yep. And then the final match that, like I said, before the show, it was 7 matches on the card. Now they add in the 8th match. So Christian Cage versus Jungle Boy Jack Perry. And I'm pretty sure that's your bathroom break match.
I'm more excited for this match than I am the Elite versus the House of Black. That's what I was going to talk about, the Black. But that's the bathroom break because the story sucks. But I am excited for this because Christian is. I will tell you this. Christian has been doing phenomenal work in AEW since he's arrived.
Especially as a heel.
Yes, phenomenal work. He's not getting any credit. Like he's not being talked about. He's not on anyone's list. Like these award shows, he's nothing. I don't understand it. If he had long hair and his name was Edge, he'd be like Wrestler of the Year. He'd be this and that. Yeah. But no, he's just Christian. In Jungle Boy, he holds up, man. Like he's a great wrestler as well. I think this match is going to be awesome. My question is, do they bring in Luchasaurus? And I hope they don't.
That's what I was thinking.
I hope they don't.
I was going to mention that as well. That's true. And like I said, if you made your prediction, who would you have? I'm taking Christian winning.
I'm taking Jack Perry. I'm taking Jack Perry.
I'm with Josh. I'm taking Jungle Boy.
Jungle Boy. And then Ryan says, Christian still reeks of awesomeness. Don't care what anyone says.
Now, Luchasaurus could be the deciding factor in which one shows up. Black Mask Luchasaurus or Green Mask Luchasaurus?
None. He can't wear that mask anymore. He's being sued.
Oh, that's right. I completely forgot about that.
He has no mask. I do think that Luchasaurus needs to stay away for real. Jack Perry did say a couple weeks ago he's done with tag teams. He's done doing that. He's done that path before. It didn't turn out too well for him. That leads me to believe he's going on a singles run. Luchasaurus won't be a factor. I don't believe he will be.
Perfect. Okay, so that's our predictions for that match. For the card. I'm sorry. So the final thing I want to mention before we end the show. I'm not sure if you all watch it, but I watch it every Sunday now with the A&E with the biography of the wrestlers and everything. So it's actually some pretty good stuff. I advise whoever's listening to watch those different ones on Sundays. So I saw the Jake the Snake one on last week, and it brought my attention when we were talking about at the beginning. We were talking about his DDT and everything, and it was voted like the coolest move of all time or things like that. And it's like, I was like, wow, this could be a good topic to discuss. What, in your opinion, if the viewers if they want to chime in as well, I'm curious to see what they want to say as well, is the greatest finisher of all time? Not coolest, but like the greatest finisher of all time. And why would that be your greatest finisher if you had to choose one of the many 10 million wrestling moves there are? What is your favorite one?
I've got mine. I've had it since the beginning of the pre-show when you mentioned it, and I mean, Josh, mind if I go first?
Yeah, go first.
Yeah.
Nothing screams to me as the greatest finisher, and I know, man, Sting doing that, and then the Scorpion Death Drop just kills it for me. I love it every time he does it, and it's a combination. You get the Stinger Splash, Scorpion Deathlock. Well, you get all this stuff, but that Scorpion Death Drop, when he does that screaming and then just drops him with the black jacket on, it just does it for me. Even pre the Crow Sting, even when he back in the NWA days, I still love it. Like that move he had just sells it for me.
All right, so I didn't expect that.
Before you go, real quick, I was like, a comment. They're saying the rock bottom into the people's elbow combination.
Cliche, pick the rock.
Is the favorite one. Everything. Now you can go, Josh. If you want.
Josh, was it expected bad or good? I didn't expect that.
I didn't expect it because I didn't expect it. Like that's when you think greatest finishers, that's not even close to a top 50 list. Which I do enjoy that move. I love the finisher, so I just wasn't expecting it. I would think the greatest finisher. Well, the greatest finisher today is the I don't know. There's so many. My favorite of all time. Screw it. Sweet Chin Music.
Bastard!
I name all my fantasy baseball teams Sweet Chin Music. I have a signed. I only have 2 signed things that I actually own. I have a signed Dan Marino football, and I have my dad got it for me. I mean, whatever. And it's out of the case. It is out of the case, and I play catch with it. No joke. It's pumped up and everything. I don't care.
Sure,
I don't care about hold on. I don't care about autographs. It means nothing. A grown man signs something. I don't care. Or a grown woman. I literally don't care. And I have a signed Shawn Michaels Intercontinental title. So those are the only 2 things I play with that. Literally, I hit my kid with the head in or I don't care about signed stuff. But those are the only 2 things I have that are signed. I love Shawn Michaels.
Giving your kids a Sweet Chin Music
sometimes, or I gave my son a vertical suplex for the first time. And I actually have him hit his legs straight. And I'm like, let's do this, baby. And I dropped him on the bed, and he thought it was the best thing ever.
Oh yeah. My 7-year-old, I beat him up all the time with that, and he does moves I let him do moves to me. I showed him the clip of Macho Man, the elbow drop. He gets up off the corner of the headboard and he jumps and he just delivers it perfect. And I'm like, oh, we may have a wrestler on our hands.
So my favorite one.
Alfred, can I interrupt real quick?
Yeah.
I want to.
You're telling me he has to wait.
Well, hold on. I'm telling the host he has to wait, but I'm telling. I just want to say, like, Dave, when you think of great finishers, and if your finisher is going to be legit, Alfred. Yours wasn't, Dave. You got to think of the iconic moments. Like, think about this, Rick. I'm sorry, I love you, and boom, Sweet Chin Music. Like, when do you ever see an iconic moment where Sting's giving someone the Scorpion Death Drop?
I mean, Hulk Hogan when he wins the World Heavyweight Championship and he's got half of the face paint missing and going through hell and back to fight off all the NWO, and he drops him after that.
How many times do I see that GIF on Twitter? 0. How many times do I see? I'm sorry, I love you.
Don't give a damn. And guess what? You have the Giant coming out picking him up. Everyone's celebrating. Kiss my butt.
Hey, can we let the host answer the question?
But like I said, I toggled through so many wrestling moves. I was thinking about that topic and everything. And one that initially come to mind, in my opinion, and it's me when I was growing up, when I was 6 or 7 years old. The Diamond Cutter. I think that's probably my favorite move of all time, and it's not the way how he did it, but it's not the way that he just did the Diamond Cutter. It's the many different variations of the Diamond Cutter. Like it's a clip right now. One of my favorite Diamond Cutters ever, two of them actually, was when he turned a power bomb when he was wrestling Eddie Guerrero on WCW Saturday Night. He turned a power bomb while he's in the air and flipped him over and did the Diamond Cutter. That's probably the most amazing thing I've seen in a wrestling move in history. And then another one was when he was wrestling Goldberg. And I'm glad you mentioned Josh. I think you just mentioned it. It's more so the significance of a finishing move, like with Sweet Chin Music, like you mentioned with Flair when he retired Flair and everything. That's memorable. I remember watching this match when he was wrestling Goldberg at Halloween Havoc, and Goldberg was about to jackhammer him, and DDP reversed it and he diamond cutted him, and it's like the crowd went epic freaking crazy because that was like probably possibly the first legit time we could. Goldberg probably would have lost
DDP
the match.
yoga, man.
Yeah, DDP yoga and everything. So ironically, I watched Jake the Snake's biography, and DDP kind of is a key influence of helping Jake the Snake over the years.
Scott Hall clean and back before he would have passed way before if DDP.
Right.
Didn't help
Right.
him.
And then I'm not sure if the producer can bring up Ryan's previous comment. I saw it a few minutes ago about DDP needs to help Jeff Hardy like he did Jake the Snake. I kind of agree with that. So DDP, we gotta give him DDP his flowers, and he's a godsend in regards to that. But like I said, Diamond Cutter is my all-time favorite.
Okay, all right. Since Josh crapped all over my finisher that I love, I'll give an honorable mention because it was down to two. It's the Eddie Guerrero. It's the Eddie Guerrero frog splash. It's cliche, but you know what? Because a lot of people do it, but Eddie he did that little shimmy up there sometimes and hit that. I just feel like he had the perfect form to do that. A lot of people try to do it and they don't have any form to it. They just try and go out there and wing it, and it just looks bad. Eddie had the form down perfect, and maybe it's also because of the people he wrestled with, like Kurt Angle,
Cruiserweights,
Brock, stuff like that. Well, yeah, even back in WCW, when he was Latino Heat back there, and
to perfection. And I think the only one that can kind of rival his frog splash, in my opinion, is RVD. I tell people that all the time.
Such an underrated wrestler.
It's like Eddie's there, and it's like RVD is like the next tier under Eddie as far as frog splash.
Top three: Eddie, RVD, Mercedes.
Come on,
her frog splash is phenomenal. Come on, man.
I like it, but we got to see a little more out of her.
I thought you was gonna say Montez Ford for a minute.
Hey,
dude, no, he
gets
no credit after that cheesy ass skit they did with Bianca. That was awful. That was they did an awesome show. That was terrible.
Talking about.
Oh man. So like I said, it was a hell of a show tonight. I really enjoyed you two gentlemen filling in.
Hey, wait, we got one more. Postpone the tag team match. Anybody change their answers?
Oh
no.
No, I'm
swinging
the
it.
Same one.
Orange Cassidy, Danhausen, winners of the match.
You're gonna bring that's your prediction.
Danhausen, baby.
Lock it in. That's the prediction. And we're gonna look back on this show and be like, oh, you called it if that happens. But like I said, I really enjoyed you two fellas filling in with my
coming on, man. Love
people and everything. I really enjoy. Dave, if you want to just do your Twitter handle and everything to the viewers, where can they follow you?
Yeah, you can find me at Stegen Cheese, STEGN Cheese, or Dave Steger. I don't know how many more Dave Stegers in the world, but if there's some, I'm scared because I'm already worse enough for this place. So also too, at Huddle Up and Wait, our NFL coverage show. We cover everything, folks. I know we're on the Fringe Talk Sports Network. Like and subscribe, but want to go ahead and say give us a follow. No, that is false. I am not a Tua fan. I am a Lua Lagavailoa fan for the amount of L's he took in December there, Bobby and Alex. So nice try with that. But yeah, and on Instagram as well, at Steak and Cheese as well. So just go ahead and I say some pretty outrageous stuff on there, and Josh has blocked me, I think. So
I did? Probably. You can find me on Twitter as well, Josh Kimmel OUS. I do a fantasy show here on the Finstock Sports Network every Sunday night. I also do a show Monday night with Josh Wingate over there at the Beer and Sports. We talk about nothing but nonsense. Well, honestly, spoiler alert, we're going to talk a lot of Dolphins this year because Josh wants you guys to watch. Me, I'm just here to have fun.
Gotcha. Hey, like I said, you can.
Josh, being a Cowboys fan, wants you to watch.
I want to join your if y'all need to have me on a guest on y'all show when y'all start talking the draft and everything, because I'm pretty sure y'all gonna have a draft show, and I kind of want to join as a Texans fan. I'm not a Dolphins fan. I'm a Texans fan, so
Ooh.
I kind of want to. You're right.
Sir, have you been to some abuse classes? Because the way that they've treated fans, I feel like you guys need a helping hand or something.
But to be fair, at least we in the all-time series against the Dolphins, and so we have that going. At least we have that going.
Huddle up and wait. We'll have you. Love it.
But like I said, I would love to join if y'all have a draft show or anything like that from a.
Oh yeah, we'll definitely have, and I think on the clock as well is there's Dolphins draft talk on Friday night, and then right after on the clock, which is all NFL draft. So
cool. Okay, perfect. Just lock me in and just let me know whenever you all have. Then I can be happy to join.
Talk to the master, Bobby.
Okay, cool. And like I said, y'all can follow me. If y'all follow me, subscribe.
Ryan.
The deals you can do @_Matthew713
lose right
on Twitter. Ryan, he's a troll when we at work because he's a Packers fan. So
yeah, I knew I liked Ryan. Yeah,
everything. So until next week, we'll have hopefully Ryan and Alex will be back next week and everything. I really enjoyed you two gentlemen. So until next week, peace out, y'all.
Bye.
Peace.